Recorded Books Incorporated presents an unabridged recording of Superstition by David Ambrose, narrated by Richard Ferrone. This work is copyrighted 1997 by David Ambrose. This recording is copyrighted 1999 by Recorded Books. David Ambrose writes, "This novel is based on an experiment that actually took place in Toronto in the early 70s, and which has been widely written about in the literature of parapsychology." And now, Superstition.
Prologue. He gazed across the street at a house indistinguishable, except in detail, from the ones on either side. It had a door of green so dark that it was almost black, with its number 139 picked out in plain brass characters. To one side and above it were symmetrically proportioned windows, their light lending a haze of warmth to the chill November dusk. Framed within them, he could see an interior of clean lines and ordered spaces. From where he stood, he had an angular glimpse of paintings, furniture, and works of art arranged in what looked like a pleasing mixture of the antique and the new. It was a prospect that he would normally have found inviting, but all he felt now was a profound apprehension, verging on dread, of what and who he was about to meet in there. Sam had spoken to Ralph Kazobin on the phone only once, less than an hour ago. He knew nothing of him apart from what Joanna had told him, which did not include the fact that they were married. "My wife" was how Kazobin had referred to her. It made no sense that Joanna and this man should be married, and it filled him with an aching sense of something far more disquieting than jealousy, and to which he could not yet give a name. He noticed a couple of passers-by dart a curious glance in his direction, and realized that he had lost track of how long he had been standing there. A few minutes at most. He waited as a cab picked up a fare in front of him and pulled away, then stepped off the curb. The house seemed to grow, filling his field of vision as he approached. He had the fleeting impression that it was reaching out to him, enfolding him, preparing to absorb him. He felt a moment of irrational panic, but forced himself on without breaking his stride. As a scientist, Sam was committed to a rational response to all things. Reason and logic, he believed, were the only tools at man's disposal in any attempt he might make to penetrate the mystery of his being, though how far they could take him on that quest was becoming, at least to Sam, increasingly open to doubt. These past months had seen the widening of a gulf between things that had happened and any ability he may once have had to make sense of them. It was a gulf into which the shadowland of superstition had begun to insinuate itself, spreading into every corner of his mind like the gray mist of the Manhattan twilight that settled all around him into every crack and crevice of the city. Superstition, he now knew from painful personal experience, was the one thing against which reason offered no defense. He climbed the stone steps and reached out to push the bell, deliberately suppressing any hesitation that he felt. He heard it ring somewhere distantly, then waited, forcing from his mind any preconception of the man whose footsteps he half imagined he could hear coming toward him. A moment later the door was opened by someone tallish, with a well-groomed mass of thick, dark hair. The man's eyes were dark, with an inquiring, steady gaze. He wore a comfortable tailored jacket in a good tweed, gray trousers, a knitted tie. His shoes were polished wingtips in a rich burgundy and looked handmade. Sam would have put him in his late 30s. "Mr. Kazobin, I'm Sam Towne." They didn't shake hands. Kazobin looked as though he might under normal circumstances have had a pleasant smile, but at the moment he was as wary of Sam Towne as Sam was of him. When he stepped back from the door in a wordless invitation to his visitor to enter,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?